Hello, guys. Today I'm going to be talking about trials and tribulations and significance of the presence in our lives. I mean, when we look at it, it's something quite awful. It's unpleasant to us. It's kind of a negative thing. Nobody wants to be afflicted with trials and tribulation in their life. Nobody wants to become sick. Nobody wants to become broken. Nobody wants to become depressed. Nobody wants to lose someone or becomes, dead. A lot of all these things and other negative circumstances or conditions or situations are part of what we call trials and tribulations. But when we look at it, God is not someone who doesn't know what he's doing. And everything God has designed has a purpose to it. God has the power to do anything. If he wishes, he would have made sure that everybody is filled with happiness, that there is nothing like sorrow, only happiness and joy. That there is nothing like poverty, only richness and wealth. That there is nothing like sickness, only wealth. But God, in his infinite mercy, is a God of wisdom. And in his own design and the way he fashioned the world, he wants the elements of balance to happen. And what's the element of balance? That's having the two edges. If there is happiness, there will be sorrow. If there is richness, there will be poverty. If there is wiseness, there will be foolishness also. If there is handsomeness or prettiness or cuteness or beautiful, there's going to be the other side, which is ugly. So those are what make life balance. You understand? Now, in talking about the impact of trials and tribulations, I pray God doesn't test us with trials and tribulations, but one of the most significant impacts of trials and tribulation in our life is to, first of all, test us. It's because life is basically a test. And there is a reference to this in both the Quran and the Bible and even other religions. Life is basically a test. So now to pass this test, there's just like the way we write exam or we study. Now to pass this test, we are being afflicted or tested with certain tribulations that will shake us. But the goal of this tribulation, the goal of all these negative and ugly scenarios is to make us, to be certain about our faith. When we become sick, the essence of the test is to let us know that who make us sick and who can give us restoration to that sickness. And whoever passed the test knows that being healthy, we can, apart from the fact that we can be healthy by making sure we follow healthy practices. We eat healthy, do exercise, avoid germs and also. But in essence, among all this, the person who makes us healthy is God, and the person who makes us sick is God. That's why people say that it's only when you're sick that you begin to realize that you don't need anything in the world, just your health. You just want restoration to your health. If they give you billions of dollars while you're laying on your sick bed at the close shave to death, the only thing you'll be yearning is restoration of your health. You want quick recovery. That's why you see a billionaire on the hospital, and his money, his wealth, his resources, his estate does not mean anything to him at that moment. But what matters only is the restoration of his health, which is to be alive in good and sound health. So that's the first one. The second one, we are talking about balancing Trials and tribulation help us to balance. For example, let's look at the fact that every one of us is happy. God has the ability and the capability to make every one of us happy all over, every one of us happy all over the continent. But now, when all of us become happy, then you realize that there is no value in happiness again. Happiness is only value when there is the opposite, the presence of the opposite, which is sorrow. You understand? Wealth is only appreciated when there is the presence of the opposite, which is poverty, and it goes on and on. These things help to balance life. If it takes someone to be philosophical in nature to understand this context, to understand this postulation, to understand these realities of life. So the list go on and on, but what I'm saying is trials and tribulations help us to balance life, and they're also a test, and they help us to appreciate what we have. They help us to look forward to having more, and they help us to understand the reality of divinity, which is the supreme creator who created every one of us. So that's where I'm going to be stopping today. I hope we'll continue next time. My name is Habib.